Good evening, class. We're going to start on box and box plots today. Please get out your notes so we can go ahead and get started. Okay, box plots. We looked at these when we did interquartile range. So let's take a look at it. It says a box plot displays a data distribution using 5 key numbers. The difference between the first and third quartile is called the interquartile range. And you know math teachers are lazy. We like to use shortcuts. We call it IQR. The smallest piece of data is called the minimum. The median of the lower half of the data is Q1, or the first quartile. The median of the data is just the median. We also call this Q2, but we usually just label it the median. And then we have our third quartile, or Q3. And the largest piece of data is the maximum. Now you need to be able to label these on your graph. So this first piece of data right here where we're putting this first dot is, the minimum. The start of the box is our Q1. And then the middle of our box is our median. And the last part of our box is our Q3. And then our last piece of the whisker, didn't change colors. The last piece of our whisker is our maximum data. So make sure that you have all of this written out. Okay, we're going to use the data below to create a 5-number summary and sketch a box plot. So the first thing we always need to do is put our data from least to greatest. So least to greatest. So I have 34, 45, 47, 2 48s, 49, and 50. Okay. Now we're going to do exactly what we did when we found IQR or the median. We're going to start by crossing off one by one. And this gives me my median. So we're going to label that right where it goes, median. Now we're going to cover up and look at just the lower quartile. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go back and forth. And then we're going to find our Q1. Our Q1 is 45. We're going to go ahead and move this to the other side, cover up our median down. And then we're going to do the same thing here. And then we get our Q3, which is 49. Now realize the maximum and minimum are already there. That was our smallest and our biggest numbers. So I have 34 and 50. Now, we did this with IQR, so this should not be unfamiliar to you. What we didn't do with IQR is graph it. So we're going to put our minimum point at 34. Now, this is like an approximate, but I'm going to go right here. And then I'm going to do my maximum point at 50. Those are my whiskers. The middle 3 create our box. So we're going to go to 45, put a dot, and then 49, put a dot, and then 48. These 3 are what create our box in our box and whiskers. So I'm going to draw a box like this, and then we're going to add a middle line. This is our median. And then we're going to create our whiskers. And we do that from going from the box to our point and our box to our point. Okay, let's try another one. First thing we're going to do is put them in order from least to greatest. So our smallest numbers are 9, 9. Oh, there was a 7. Put that in front. Oh, there was an 8. 7, 8. Look at me. 9. There's a 10. Okay. 11, 11, 12. And then we're doing 14, 15, 15, 16, and 19. Okay, we're going to put our minimum and our maximum down. And then we're going to go ahead and find our median by crossing out. And we have a median of 11. Now we'll go back and do it again using our lower quartile only. So we're covering our upper quartile. We're going to go ahead and find our median of this. And it's in between 9 and 9. Well, luckily 9 and 9 still gives us a 9. So that is our lower quartile. Go ahead and move this over and do our upper quartile. And then between 15 and 15, luckily, is still 15. So now we're going to create our box and whisker plot. And so we're going to start with our minimum point, which is at 7. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So 7 goes right here. And then 19 will go right here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, our median goes at 11. Our Q3 is 15. And our max is 19. I missed one. Q1, 9. There it is. Okay, now that I have my points, I'm going to draw my box around my middle 3 numbers. Draw my median down the middle and draw lines to my whiskers. Okay, next, we're going to use the given box plot to do our summary. So I like to put the dots on it. I don't know why this one doesn't have it. So we're going to look at this and we're going to go, what is my minimum number? Well, it's 11. What's my maximum number? That's 18. My Q1 is 12. My median is 14. And my Q3 is 50. Now, if they ask you to give you your IQR for any of these, look at guys, they're already there. All you have to do is find your Q3 and your Q1. This is why I like this type of data so much, because you can find your IQR very easily. Okay, let's look at the back. Okay, use your knowledge to answer the questions below. So you're going to determine the range of the numbers. Remember, range is just greatest minus least. So I'm going to find my greatest number, which is right here, which is 9. And my smallest number is 0. So it's 9 minus 0 is 9. What is the median number of colleges applied to? Remember, the median is your middle of your box. So you just look at the graph, and there's your answer. It is 6. What is the interquartile range of the college applications? Interquartile range is end of box minus beginning of box. Your answer is 4. And then it says, which quartile represents the greatest spread in data? Which one has the most distance? And you can see that right here is the first quartile. Remember that each of these are quarters. So this is your first quartile right here. And this is worth 25% of your data. This is your second quartile right here. That's 25%. This is your third quartile. And this is your fourth quartile. They're all worth 25% of your data. Okay, last question we're going to do together. Describe why quartile 1 is larger than quartile 4. What do you observe about quartiles 2 and 3? Well, I observed that quartile 1 is larger because the lowest 25% of the data is more spread out than the highest 25%. So the lower quartile has the greatest spread, and the Q4 has the least, which just means that there are more data points in the upper quartile than in the lower quartile. And then quartiles 2 and 3 are equal in size. So they have the same amount of data. Okay, so right now you guys are going to be working on question number 9. There's just 4 little questions about it. You're going to give me 2 to 3 sentences to summarize. Please make sure you do this. We're going to spend a little bit of time, quite a bit of time on this in class, making sure you understand how to do this. I hope you guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.